You are standing in the center of a crowded room. Yet you are drowning, not in water, but in the noise of other people's opinions. Every word thrown your way is a hook that sinks deep into your skin. You feel the tug, and you follow. You think you are defending your honor. You think you are standing your ground. But look closer at your hands. They are shaking. Your heart is a drum beating out of rhythm, a frantic rhythm dictated by a stranger's passing comment or a lover's cold silence. This is the first symptom of reaction. Look, to be reactive is to be a puppet who believes he is the puppeteer. You believe your anger is your own, but it was gifted to you by someone who doesn't even care if you live or die. You hand over the keys to your internal kingdom to anyone who knows how to knock. A sarcastic remark, a forgotten text, a look of disapproval. These are the small, sharp blades that carve away at your peace until there is nothing left but a hollow shell of resentment. You build walls of glass that shatter the moment someone breathes too heavily. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. But you are a mirror of your enemies. When they are cruel, you are bitter. When they are loud, you scream. You have allowed their darkness to dictate the frequency of your light. This is the pain of the unexamined life. It is the suffocating weight of needing to be understood by people who have no intention of listening. You are hemorrhaging your most precious resource on battles that have no spoils, on ghosts that have no substance. You are very, very tired. The pain is not in the event itself. The pain is in the frantic scramble to fix things that are not yours to fix. It is the ego's desperate cry for validation, a thirst that can never be quenched. You are addicted to the conflict because, in the heat of the fire, you feel alive, but it is a false life. It is the life of a moth spiraling toward a flame that will consume it. You burn your house down to prove you have a match. This reactivity is a form of self-inflicted violence. It is a slow poison. Look at your reflection in the wreckage. Who are you when no one is watching? If you removed the drama, the arguments, and the desperate need to prove yourself right, what would remain? For many of us, the answer is terrifying. Nothing. We have defined ourselves so thoroughly by our reactions that we have forgotten how to act. We are echoes, not voices. We are shadows, not substances. We have become experts at the art of the comeback, but we are amateurs at the art of living. This is the diagnosis. You are not in control. You are a prisoner. The chains are not made of iron. They are made of your own impulses. Every time you engage with a fool, you become one. Every time you chase after someone who has walked away, you lose your own path. You are leaking power from 1,000 small wounds, and you wonder why you feel so weak. You are waiting for the world to change so that you can finally feel at peace. But the world is indifferent to your suffering. The diagnosis is clear. Your reactivity is the cage, and your ego is the lock. It ends now and forever. To understand the power of walking away, we must travel back to the shadows of the Stoa Poikile. Here, beneath the painted colonnades of Athens, a philosophy was forged not in comfort, but in catastrophe. Zeno of Citium, a merchant who lost everything to the hungry depths of the Mediterranean, realized a terrifying truth. The world can strip you of your wealth, your status, and your skin, but it cannot touch the seat of your reason unless you grant it entry. The Stoics did not view emotions as the modern world does. To them, a feeling was not an identity. It was not a command. It was a propathia, a pre-emotion, a ripple on the surface of the soul. When anger flares or fear chills the blood, the Stoic sees it as external data. It is a weather pattern moving across the distant horizon. It is information, nothing more. Imagine a man standing on a cliffside as a gale screams against his chest. The wind is real. The cold is undeniable. But the man does not become the wind. He does not let the cold dictate his destination. He observes the storm, acknowledges its fury, and walks back into the shelter of his own mind. This is the history of the unyielding. Epictetus, born into the chains of slavery, understood this better than any king. His master could break his leg, but his master could not break his will. Epictetus taught that we are disturbed not by events, but by our opinions about them. To walk away is to withdraw your consent from the chaos. It is the realization that your internal world is a fortified citadel, and every emotion seeking entry must first present its credentials at the gate. Then came Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, writing to himself in the flickering candlelight of a war camp. He lived in a world of plague, betrayal, and endless conflict. Yet, his meditations reveal a man obsessed with the art of retreat, not from the battlefield, but into the inner self. He viewed the insults of men and the cruelty of fate as mere noise. To Marcus, walking away was the ultimate act of sovereignty. They saw the mind as a laboratory. When a wave of grief or a spark of rage arrived, they did not embrace it. They dissected it. They asked, "Is this within my control?" If the answer was no, they turned their backs. They walked away from the illusion that the external world has any authority over the internal peace. This was not a flight from reality, but a confrontation with it. In the Stoic view, your emotions are like stray dogs barking at the heels of a traveler. If you stop to argue with them, if you try to kick them or reason with them, you have already lost your way. The traveler simply continues his journey. He does not hate the dog for barking. He simply realizes that the barking is irrelevant to his path. This is the legacy of the porch. It is the realization that the greatest weapon you possess is the ability to remain indifferent to the things that do not matter. By viewing emotions as external signals, as data to be analyzed rather than masters to be obeyed, the Stoics unlocked a level of freedom that remains terrifying to the modern mind. They learned that the most powerful thing you can do when the world demands your reaction is to give it nothing, to turn, to breathe, to walk away into the silence of the inner soul where shadows finally die. The cure is not a pill. It is a transformation of the soul into something denser, colder, and more resilient. To master the power of walking away, you must first master the art of being nothing to those who seek to consume you. You must become the gray rock. Imagine a landscape of jagged peaks and rushing rivers. In the center of this chaos sits a single, nondescript stone. It is gray. It is silent. It does not react to the rain, nor does it flinch at the lightning. This is your new identity. When the narcissist, the manipulator, or the toxic ghost of your past reaches out to pull a reaction from you, they must find only this: an impenetrable, boring surface. The first step is the starvation of their ego. A manipulator feeds on your energy. They crave your defense, your anger, and your explanations. Every time you explain yourself, you hand them a weapon. Every time you cry, you give them a trophy. To practice the gray rock, you must offer only the shortest, most neutral responses possible. Yes, no, maybe, I do not know. Do not elaborate. Do not defend your character. If they accuse you of being cold, let them. If they call you boring, accept it as a compliment. You are becoming a ghost in their machine. By being uninteresting, you become useless to them. They will eventually turn their gaze elsewhere, seeking a more vibrant source of drama, leaving you in the sanctuary of your own silence. But the gray rock is not just an outward mask. It is an internal fortress. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the tongues of others, only our own impressions. You must build a wall between your heart and your ears. When the insults fly, let them hit the stone. Do not let them penetrate the soft tissue of your self-worth. You are watching a storm from behind a thick pane of glass. You see the rain, but you remain dry. This practice requires a brutal discipline of the tongue. We have a natural urge to be understood. We want to prove we are right. You must kill that urge. In the world of the Stoic, being right is irrelevant if it costs you your peace. The ultimate victory is not convincing the fool of his folly, but remaining unmoved by his existence. When you walk away, do not look back to see if they are watching. Do not check your phone for their messages. Do not seek closure through conversation. Closure is a gift you give to yourself, not a negotiation you have with a predator. Silence is your shield. Indifference is your sword. The cure is found in the void. By becoming a void where their chaos used to live, you reclaim the territory of your mind. You are no longer a character in their play. You have left the stage. You are now the observer. The silent mountain, the gray stone that remains long after the storm has exhausted itself. This is the power of the walk. This is the weight of your silence. You are finally free because you have finally become unreachable. Within this stillness, you find the strength that no insult can touch. You are the architect of your own tranquility. The world may rage, but the stone remains. You have mastered the art of the exit. You are finally home. Your journey into shadows has ended. The light of reason is all you need to see the path ahead. Walk forward. Do not stop. Silence is your song.